this.
That's not what stat. What stat are you talking about?
You can't dissect the two.
Yes, you can.
Here are Whoopi and Sonny going after another lefty, Bill Maher, although he does represent, let's say, whatever small sliver is left of the sane left. Bill is against identity politics, and Sonny needs racism because it's what gets her off.
Someone must tell the usual suspects on the far left that the saying is, when you're in a hole, stop digging. You just lost a crazy contest to an actual crazy person. What a shocker that the people who see everything through the lens of race and sex see their election loss as a result of racism and sexism. Yes, if only we weren't so irredeemably unenlightened, we would have elected a black president by now. Oh, what, we did? Asked if racism is built into our society. White progressives agreed with that at higher levels than black and Hispanic people. They don't want your pity. And black people can't afford to indulge rich white people's need to endlessly flagellate themselves. They just want prices to go down and good jobs and the police when you call them.
Well, if he's right, then why didn't people vote for the former prosecutor who actually had policy plans to help the working class? I mean, again, I got my popcorn. I don't know why people did what they did. I see all these reasons, and so, okay, time will tell. But what do y'all think?
I just, I know that as a country, it's very difficult for people to believe that racism and misogyny, they're just alive and well. I think that we don't want to think that about ourselves, our neighbors, our friends, but it's my lived experience tells me that it does still exist, even if your lived experience doesn't tell you that it exists. And, the facts support that. I think we have a graph. If you look at there's a clear racial divide in who voted for Trump as opposed to who voted for Kamala Harris. It's very clear. It's not only clear by race, but it's also clear by education. And so the notion somehow that is not true, this is by education. Those who attended college voted for her at a higher degree than those that didn't.
But I think you're missing his point.
Let me just finish. And so I've said that before, and there was so much backlash because I think it's an uncomfortable, inconvenient truth about this country.
But his whole point is they didn't vote for him because of racism and misogyny. They voted for him because they felt like, I think the biggest common denominator in this election is people want a good life and ability to provide for their family.
Well,
and whether we agree or not with Donald Trump's plans,
black people
they thought that he was reflective.
One of the poorest demographics in this country, but they voted for Kamala Harris.
But there was a split, and more of them voted for Donald Trump than had historically. I think that there's such a desire. If you really think the vast majority of this country voted because of racism and misogyny, you're missing it. Most of my family, a lot of my family doesn't have college degrees.
But the stats are the stats.
But that's not, it doesn't say I'm white, I voted for Donald Trump because of racism. That's not what stat. What stat are you talking about?
You can't dissect the two.
Yes, you can. There's a lot
Hold on. Calm down. Everybody just take a breath. Take a breath.
That's all you got, and it's running real thin, and your ratings are going down too. MSNBC is now for sale. We talked about how CNN is absolutely collapsing and about to fire a bunch of those guys. And now even The View, the EPs at The View have announced they're going to bring on real conservative, not just pet conservatives, because nobody wants to listen to this nonsense. Everyone knows, does racism and sexism exist at some level? Of course. Are there actual bigots out there? Of course. Most of them happen to be Democrats, but that's not exactly what you mean. Are there real people who don't want women in power? I suppose that there are. But the way the system works, the way that everything is happening in America, you guys are the ones who have institutionalized all of this evil. You guys are the ones who decided that race should be the thing that gets people into college or gets people a job. You guys are the ones who have hyper-racialized everything so to whatever extent racism now, let's say anti-black racism by white people now exists, it's largely because you guys made white people racist by constantly calling them racist and then making it harder for them to get jobs and be qualified for things and everything else. Like, you guys did all of this. No one is listening to this nonsense anymore. I want to tell you guys about a crime happening in the United States called house stealing, also known as title theft, where criminals can transfer your home's title into their name with just a single document and wipe out your equity without you even knowing. Many of you know I recently moved to Florida, which, like all other states, has become a hotbed for these crimes. In Sarasota, Home Title Lock caught a cyber thief from New York trying to sell a family's property on a popular real estate website. The thief had fraudulently changed the title, but Home Title Lock quickly detected it and restored the title back to the rightful owner. Imagine if they hadn't been subscribed to Home Title Lock. It could have been disastrous. If you're not monitoring your title, these criminals can get away with this, leaving you, the homeowner, to deal with the aftermath in court. The best way to protect your equity is with triple lock protection from our friends at Home Title Lock. Triple Lock is 24/7 monitoring, alerts, and restoration services. Sign up today by going to HomeTitleLock.com and the promo code Rubin, and you'll get the first 30 days of triple lock protection absolutely free and a complete title scan of your home's title so you can make sure your home hasn't already been compromised. That's 30 days free and a title report for using the promo code Rubin at HomeTitleLock.com.